If you feel like life has passed you by and success was meant for someone else, think again. What if your greatest transformation is yet to come, and it starts after 45? In the next 30 minutes, you'll discover the forgotten spiritual key that changed the lives of thousands, and could still unlock your greatest chapter. What if I told you that the most successful people in history didn't find their breakthrough until after the age of 45? And what if you're just one mindset shift away from unlocking the most prosperous, meaningful, and powerful chapter of your life, starting today? This isn't motivational fluff. In the next 30 minutes, you'll discover the spiritual and psychological key that transformed thousands of lives, even when everything seemed lost. This is not about working harder. It's about aligning with your true purpose, your higher power, and a destiny that's been waiting for you all along. This video is a deep dive into the exact spiritual principles, mental shifts, and energetic practices that allow people to thrive, especially later in life. Inspired by the timeless wisdom of Napoleon Hill and modern consciousness science, you'll learn how to rewire your beliefs, connect with your soul's calling, and manifest abundance without force or hustle. This is for you if you've ever felt behind in life, stuck in a loop, or haunted by the thought that your best years might be over. They're not. In fact, they haven't even started yet. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a new sense of power and clarity. You'll learn how to use spiritual laws to attract opportunities, heal past limitations, and build a life that's truly aligned with who you are, not who the world told you to be. You'll discover why age isn't a limitation. It's an advantage. You'll also experience guided insights and techniques you can apply immediately, so transformation doesn't remain a concept, but becomes your lived reality. Have you ever looked at your life and wondered, why haven't things worked out the way I hoped? Do you feel like something deeper is calling you, but you're not sure how to access it? Have you been working hard for years and still feel unfulfilled, unseen, or unsupported by the universe? Do you ever think it's too late to start over, to find purpose, or to succeed in a way that feels authentic and joyful? If so, you're in the right place. And no, it's not too late. It might just be perfect timing. So take a breath. Be fully here. This is not just another video. It's an invitation to reconnect with your soul, reclaim your power, and rewrite your future from a place of inner truth. If you watch until the end, you'll receive the clarity and tools that most people spend their whole lives searching for. Your breakthrough begins now, and it starts with one choice. Stay with this message, and let it awaken the part of you that was always meant to prosper. The myth of late success. Why it's never too late to prosper. There's a silent lie that many people believe, that if you haven't made it by a certain age, your time has passed. But this belief is not only false, it's dangerous. It kills dreams, silences potential, and creates anxiety about something that should actually bring peace: time. The truth is, your life doesn't operate on society's timeline. Many of the most iconic creators, leaders, and spiritual masters didn't find their voice until their 40s, 50s, or even later. You are not behind. You're exactly where you're meant to be. There is no expiration date on transformation. And right now, you are entering a stage of life where everything can align, if you allow it. This is your season of becoming. Between 45 and 65 is when most people gain their true power. Not just externally, but spiritually. You've lived, lost, learned. You've suffered and survived. And from that, you've gained wisdom, perspective, and inner strength that number 20-year-old can match. This is when noise fades and truth begins to rise. It's when clarity replaces confusion, and your soul starts calling louder than your fears. Prosperity after 45 doesn't come from luck, it comes from alignment. And in this video, you're going to learn how to use your life experience as spiritual fuel to unlock doors that have been closed for decades. When you succeed later in life, you succeed with depth. Your decisions come from intuition, not impulse. Your wins are rooted in self-awareness, not ego. You don't chase, you attract. Because now, you no longer need to prove anything to the world. Instead, you begin to express something through you. Something meaningful, lasting, and aligned with your higher self. Late success is richer, fuller, and far more rewarding than anything built in haste. And this video will show you how to plant those seeds right now. Seeds that will grow into something extraordinary, even if no one else sees it yet. We've been taught to force our way to success, to grind, to compete, to sacrifice. But the truth is, that path is unsustainable and misaligned. The spiritual path to prosperity is different. It's rooted in peace, clarity, and flow. After 45, you no longer need to outrun others, you just need to tune in. When you align with your purpose and take action from inner knowing, results begin to chase you. And throughout this video, you'll be guided through principles and tools that help you shift from survival mode to soul mode, from pressure to power. If you've ever felt like time was running out, let me tell you, your timing is perfect. Because the deeper secrets we'll uncover in the next parts of this video, including how to reprogram limiting beliefs, tap into Napoleon Hill's forgotten techniques, and connect directly with your higher self, are going to change the way you see everything. You'll not only gain insights, but you'll feel a shift begin within you. This isn't information, it's transformation. So stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover how to unlock your second life. The one that begins when you stop chasing and start remembering who you really are. Think about this. What if the very years you once believed were holding you back are actually your greatest advantage? Every delay, every disappointment, every door that didn't open. What if all of it was spiritual preparation for something deeper, more authentic, and more powerful than anything you could have imagined in your youth? Time hasn't been working against you. It's been shaping you. You are not the same person you were at 25, chasing goals just to prove your worth. Now, you're capable of creating something that is real. Something sacred. Something that carries your essence. And that kind of creation, whether it's a business, a relationship, a message, or a lifestyle, can only be birthed from maturity. So stop comparing yourself to others. You're not late. You're right on time. The universe doesn't reward those who rush. It rewards those who align. And now that you have lived, lost, and learned, you're finally ready to lead. Your second life begins the moment you stop doubting your timing and start honoring your journey. And in the next part of this video, you'll see exactly how to do that. There is a divine timeline, and it's not linear. Your soul doesn't measure success by age, bank accounts, or social status. It measures success by awakening. And some souls awaken early, while others take decades to shed the layers of fear, doubt, and programming. But when it happens, when that spiritual awakening begins, it ignites a kind of power that doesn't fade. It grows stronger, deeper, more magnetic. That's why so many people bloom later in life. Because they're no longer operating from the mind's timeline, they're operating from the soul's. Maybe you had to go through what you went through to finally hear your own voice. Maybe the pain was the portal. And now that you're here, watching this video, something inside you is remembering. That quiet inner voice is getting louder. And that's not coincidence. It's destiny. The rest of this video will help you reconnect with that voice, realign your energy, and begin attracting the opportunities, people, and experiences that were always meant for you, but could only reach you once you were ready. The real power of age, energy, focus, and soul alignment. Contrary to what society tells us, energy doesn't disappear with age, it transforms. In your 20s, energy is scattered, wild, and reactive. But after 45, something powerful happens. Your energy becomes focused, intentional, and deeply rooted. You stop wasting it on impressing others or chasing what doesn't fulfill you. That shift alone multiplies your power. When your energy is directed inward, toward purpose, healing, and spiritual alignment, it creates momentum in your outer world. The chaos fades. The clarity arrives. And with that clarity comes peace, precision, and power. You're no longer rushing. You're moving with purpose. That's a very different frequency. As we mature, the external noise loses its grip. What once distracted you now seems irrelevant. The opinions of others, the pressure to conform, the fear of missing out, they all lose their power over you. And in that silence, something beautiful emerges. Focus. Not just mental focus, but soul focus. You begin to hear what you truly want, not what the world told you to want. This is the moment when manifestation accelerates. Because focused intention is magnetic. The universe doesn't respond to confusion, it responds to clarity. And the clarity that comes after 45 is not random. It's sacred. It's earned. And when you use it wisely, you become unstoppable. Around this stage in life, a deeper question begins to rise. Why am I really here? This is the beginning of soul alignment. It's no longer enough to just have a job, earn money, or stay busy. Your spirit starts longing for something higher. Meaning, contribution, legacy. And that longing isn't a crisis. It's a calling. Your soul is awakening from years of survival mode and nudging you to step into your divine blueprint. You're being invited to stop living by default and start living by design. When you follow that calling, everything begins to shift. Synchronicities increase. Resistance fades. Life starts to cooperate with you, not against you. What if getting older is not a decline, but an initiation? An invitation into mastery? In many ancient traditions, true spiritual wisdom was only passed on to those over 40. Because only then was the vessel ready. Only then had the ego softened enough to hear the soul. This is not decline, it's refinement. You've survived the storms. Now you're being asked to use what you've learned to elevate others, to heal yourself, to walk in your full truth. Aging is not the end. It's the sacred beginning of conscious creation. And when you step into that role, as co-creator with the universe, you stop reacting to life and begin to shape it with clarity, grace, and power. In the next part of this video, you'll learn exactly how to turn this new phase of life into the most powerful period of manifestation you've ever experienced. We'll explore the forgotten teachings of Napoleon Hill that few ever talk about. The inner practices that go beyond just thinking and into spiritual activation. If you've ever felt disconnected from your power, or unsure of what your next chapter should be, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Because your alignment is not just personal, it's universal. When you align, you don't just attract abundance, you become it. Stay with me, the shift you've been waiting for begins now. Napoleon Hill's Spiritual Secret. Definite chief aim plus faith. Most people know Think and Grow Rich as a book about wealth and success. But few realize that Napoleon Hill embedded a spiritual code inside his work, one that goes far beyond financial gain. His true message was about energetic alignment with your soul's purpose. The core of this teaching is the definite chief aim, a clear, unwavering intention aligned with your deepest calling. But here's the secret, this aim isn't just mental, it's vibrational. When you define your true desire with clarity and faith, you send a signal to the universe that activates unseen forces. Hill called it infinite intelligence. Others call it the divine. When you set your chief aim with heart and spirit, life begins to reorganize itself around your decision. Most people live in a fog of indecision. They want many things, fear all outcomes, and trust nothing. That's why they attract confusion and delay. Hill understood that the universe does not respond to scattered energy. It responds to clarity. When your mind, heart, and spirit are aligned on one clear outcome, something shifts. Energy moves. People appear. Ideas flow. Clarity is magnetic. But it's not just about choosing any goal. Your chief aim must resonate with your truth. Not your ego, not your wounds, not society's expectations. That's what makes it powerful. It becomes a spiritual contract. And when you combine it with unshakable faith, you enter a current that pulls you toward the life you were born to live. Faith, to Hill, wasn't religious, it was energetic. It was the ability to act as if your goal were already real, even when your senses said otherwise. That's not delusion, that's alignment with the unseen. Faith is the bridge between desire and manifestation. It's what keeps your vibration steady when results haven't arrived yet. When you infuse your chief aim with unwavering faith, you collapse timelines. You shift realities. You walk by inner knowing, not outer proof. This is where spirituality becomes quantum. Faith is not passive. It's an act of creation. Hill even said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But the hidden part is this: belief isn't just in your mind, it must live in your energy. Now ask yourself, what do I truly desire? Not just for comfort, but for my soul's expansion. This is the starting point of your chief aim. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Meditate on it. But don't just pick a goal. Feel into a vision that awakens your spirit. It might be a life of service, a calling to teach, create, heal, or lead. Whatever it is, it must light something inside you. And once you define it, you must hold it with sacred commitment. Every day, visualize it. Speak as if it's already real. Let your emotions tune into that version of you. This isn't wishful thinking. It's spiritual programming. And once it's installed, everything around you begins to shift. Not because the world changed, but because you did. In just a few minutes, I'm going to guide you through a powerful inner practice based on Napoleon Hill's forgotten teachings. One that helps you activate your definite chief aim on a vibrational level. This isn't just mindset work, it's soul work. If you've ever felt unclear about your path, unsure of your next move, or disconnected from your inner power, what's coming next may unlock everything. Stay with me, because this upcoming exercise could be the moment your new life begins. Not someday. Not eventually. No. One of the greatest sources of suffering is not failure. It's aimlessness. When you wake up every day without a clear direction, life starts to feel heavy. You drift, react, survive, but you never create. And eventually, you begin to doubt whether your life has meaning at all. That's why Hill's concept of a definite chief aim is not just about success, it's about spiritual orientation. It gives your soul a direction, your energy a path, and your life a deeper sense of momentum. Without it, your power remains scattered, and your gifts go dormant. But with it, you become laser-focused, not obsessed, but committed. You stop entertaining distractions. You stop saying yes to things that drain you. You become magnetic to your purpose, and your presence begins to impact others in ways you never imagined. A soul with a clear aim becomes a force of nature, silent, grounded, unstoppable. If you felt lost, unclear, or stuck, don't wait for permission. Define your path. Choose your aim. The universe can only support what you decide. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is a vibrational force that shapes the invisible before it becomes visible. When you align with your definite chief aim, faith becomes the engine that powers your actions, your thoughts, and your energy field. It's what keeps you steady when results haven't shown up yet. Faith says, "I already know this is mine, even when the world doesn't reflect it yet." And that knowing changes everything. It alters your decisions, your posture, your frequency. You stop negotiating with doubt. You stop leaking energy into fear. You begin to walk like the version of you that already lives in that reality. And as you do, life bends toward you. Resources align. People appear. Doors open. Not because you forced it, but because you matched it. That's the true spiritual secret of Hill's work. He wasn't just teaching success. He was teaching how to become a conscious creator. One whose faith is not in the world, but in the inner world that generates all things. And once you embody that, there's nothing you can't call into existence. Reprogram your beliefs. From scarcity to abundance. Most people live their entire lives inside a mental prison, a set of unconscious beliefs shaped by fear, scarcity, and unworthiness. These beliefs are not facts. They are programs, installed in childhood by wounded parents, rigid systems, and a society obsessed with lack. You were taught to settle, to play small, to expect disappointment. And over time, these beliefs became your emotional reality. But here's the truth. You weren't born with these thoughts. You inherited them. And what is inherited can be reprogrammed. You are not broken, you're conditioned. And the good news is, you have the power to change your internal code and step into a life of abundance, peace, and purpose. Your subconscious mind, the place where beliefs live, doesn't respond to logic. It responds to repetition, emotion, and imagery. That's why affirmations work when they're charged with feeling. That's why visualization works when it's consistent. And that's why beliefs can shift faster than you were told, when you combine intention with energy. Right now, your outer world is a mirror of your inner assumptions. If you believe money is hard to earn, love is dangerous, or success is for others, life will prove you right. But if you shift those beliefs to I am supported, I am worthy, I am aligned with divine abundance, life will begin to reflect that new truth. You are not here to survive. You are here to remember who you are, a conscious creator. Reprogramming your beliefs isn't about forcing positivity. It's about becoming radically honest with what you've been carrying, and then choosing to release it. Sit with your scarcity thoughts. Ask where they came from. Whose voice is that? A parent? A teacher? A younger version of you? And then, with love, say, "Thank you for trying to protect me. But I no longer need this story." Healing begins when awareness meets compassion. And transformation begins when intention meets practice. The next time a limiting belief arises, don't fight it, rewrite it. Replace "I can't" with "I am becoming." Replace "I never" with "until now." This simple shift rewires your identity at its roots. Science is catching up with what mystics always knew. Your thoughts create your reality. Neuroscience calls it neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself. Epigenetics shows that even your genes respond to belief and emotion. In other words, your biology is not your destiny. Your beliefs are. When you think different thoughts, you release different chemicals. When you feel new emotions, you attract new experiences. This is not spiritual fantasy, it's spiritual technology. Every belief you hold either expands your reality or restricts it. So ask yourself daily, what am I choosing to believe about myself, about life, about what's possible? The answers to those questions are shaping your future right now. In the next section of this video, we'll go beyond theory, and I'll walk you through a guided activation to begin rewriting your subconscious blueprint for abundance. You'll experience how to install new beliefs that support prosperity, peace, and divine timing. Because the version of you that thrives already exists, it's just buried under layers of noise, trauma, and doubt. Together, we're going to clear that. So stay with me. What's coming next is not just information, it's recalibration. Your mind is about to remember its power. And when it does, you won't have to chase abundance anymore. You'll become the frequency that naturally attracts it. 5. Step into the future. Creating your second life on purpose. There comes a moment in life when the past no longer defines you, and the future begins to call. Not the future built on survival, routine, or expectations, but a future born from your soul. That moment is now. You're not here to repeat your past. You're here to transcend it. Every experience you've lived, the failures, the heartbreaks, the years you felt lost, was preparing you for this awakening. And now, with the wisdom you've gained, the clarity you've cultivated, and the energy you've reclaimed, you're ready to step into your second life. This time, you create on purpose. This time, you choose from alignment. This time, you remember who you are, and act like it. Your second life doesn't start when conditions are perfect. It starts when you decide. When you declare, "I no longer shrink to fit the version of me that others remember." You begin writing a new story, one where your age is your asset, your past is your teacher, and your soul is the compass. The external world may not change overnight, but your inner world can shift in a single breath. And that shift creates ripple effects. When you move from survival to creation, you step into synchronicity. You no longer push, you magnetize. You don't hustle for meaning, you embody it. And from that energy, you begin to attract opportunities that are aligned with your true frequency. To live your second life with intention, you must first let go of the old identity that no longer serves you. The one that believed you were too late, too damaged, or too small to matter. That version was built for protection. But now, you're safe enough to be powerful. Safe enough to expand. Safe enough to show up fully as yourself, even if no one else understands. The truth is, you don't need external permission to evolve. Your permission comes from within, from your soul. And when you give yourself that green light, to grow, to shine, to lead, the universe rushes in to support you. Life doesn't want you to stay small. It wants you to become fully alive. Your second life will be guided by a different compass. Presence over pressure, fulfillment over performance, intuition over approval. That's what real success looks like. It's not what the world taught you to chase. It's what your soul has always been whispering. Can you hear it now? That quiet voice that says, you were meant for more. Not more noise, more stuff, or more validation, but more depth, more joy, more truth. That's the life you're stepping into now. Not because someone told you to, but because you're finally ready to lead yourself. And when you do, you light the way for others still stuck in their first life, waiting for a sign. In just a moment, we'll move into the final part of this journey. A powerful closing activation that will help you integrate everything you've heard and begin embodying your second life today. If you've made it this far, you already know, something inside you is shifting. This is not motivation. This is initiation. You are no longer who you were when you started this video. And the version of you that finishes it will be even more aligned, clear, and empowered. So take a breath. Feel this moment. And prepare, because what's coming next will seal your transformation. You are not starting over. You are starting true. You are not here by accident. The fact that you're still breathing means your mission is not complete. It's only just beginning. There is still something only you can bring to this world. And it doesn't matter what's happened before. The universe doesn't reward perfection. It responds to intention. Your second life begins the moment you realize that your past is no longer a prophecy, unless you keep reliving it. You can forgive yourself. You can release the fear. You can choose again, right now. And when you do, every step you take becomes sacred. Because it's not just about you. It's about the people you will inspire, help, and heal simply by having the courage to transform. The world needs people who are awake. People who have the courage to live intentionally. People who know their time is now. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Your pain wasn't pointless. Your path wasn't a mistake. It was all preparation for who you are becoming. And from this moment on, you're not moving forward from lack. You're expanding from wisdom. You don't need to figure it all out. You just need to say yes to your next step. One choice, one shift, one breath at a time. That's how your second life begins. Not with force, but with presence. Not with noise, but with truth. And the truth is, your greatest chapter has yet to be written, and it starts with you. Guided affirmations. Inspired by Napoleon Hill. 1. I demand riches of myself, and I shall insist upon and get them. I insist on my success, and I will accept nothing less than the life I was born to live. 2. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. I believe in the power of my vision, and I know I am capable of achieving it. 3. A goal is a dream with a deadline. My dreams are no longer distant. They are alive with clarity and purpose. 4. There is one quality which one must possess to win: definiteness of purpose. I walk with intention. My purpose is clear, and my energy follows my focus. 5. Faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. My faith activates every thought, turning vision into reality. 6. Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. I honor my past struggles. They made me stronger, wiser, and more aligned. 7. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. I now harvest the gifts hidden within every challenge I've overcome. 8. Set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. I commit to my chief aim, and the universe responds in my favor. 9. The starting point of all achievement is desire. My desires are divine instructions. I no longer ignore them. 10. Success comes to those who become success conscious. I am success conscious. I see myself already living the reality I choose. 11. You are the master of your destiny. I release the illusion of limitation. I am the conscious creator of my life. 12. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. I act now. The perfect moment is the one I choose to step forward. 13. Patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. I persist with grace. I trust the unfolding of my unique journey. 14. First comes thought, then organization of that thought into ideas and plans. I align my thoughts, and I structure my vision into action. 15. The ladder of success is never crowded at the top. I rise with calm confidence. There is space for me at the highest level of my potential. The best part of your life is not behind you. It's just beginning. If this message resonated with your soul, take a deep breath and say, I am ready to receive. Subscribe to this channel, listen again tomorrow, and watch the doors of your life open in unexpected ways. You've just completed one of the most important conversations of your life. Not with me, but with yourself. Together, we shattered the myth that it's too late to prosper after 45. You've seen how aging is actually an accelerator of power, how Napoleon Hill's true secret lies in spiritual clarity and unwavering faith, and how reprogramming your beliefs can open doors you once thought were locked forever. Most of all, you've been reminded that your second life doesn't begin with external change. It begins with inner alignment. The future isn't waiting. It's responding to your decisions, to your energy, to who you choose to become starting right now. So now I ask you, and I invite you to answer in the comments. What is one belief you are ready to let go of today, and one truth you're ready to live by instead? Your answer might inspire someone else who's walking the same path. And when you write it down, you start to claim it. Don't let this video just be an experience. Make it a declaration. Let this be the moment where you stop running from your calling and start rising to meet it. Your words have power. Use them to anchor your transformation. If this video resonated with you, if something inside you shifted, don't let it end here. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, because we're building a space for conscious souls like you to grow, expand, and awaken together. Every week, we share guided content designed to activate your power, reconnect you with your higher self, and help you manifest the life that's been waiting for you to remember it. Don't just consume, commit. Join a community of people who are stepping into their light with purpose. And if you're ready to go even deeper, if you want to take everything you've learned today and open the doors to higher perception and intuition, then your next step is crystal clear. Watch our previous video, How to Activate Your Third Eye in 3 Days, Practical Guide. In that journey, you'll discover practical techniques to expand your awareness, tune into inner guidance, and awaken the spiritual vision that sees beyond limitation. It's the perfect continuation of this transformation, and it's waiting for you now. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not done. You are beginning again, and this time, awake. Your second life is calling. Take the first step. And remember, The universe is already listening.